All right, welcome back everybody. My name is Dustin, and in the last episode we worked on the asset manager and getting that to go so we can currently add textures and shaders to our asset manager. And in this episode today we're going to be creating the application class in the Scion editor project. So in here, in our Scion editor, we're actually going to be creating the new application class. So let's do that now. Application. We'll just do the header first. Application.h. The application class will basically hold the application loop. The loop will process events, update everything, and render everything in the application. The reason we're doing this is to pull all this out of all this stuff here out of the main.cpp and have an actual cleaner application class. So let's start that right now. We're going to need to include a few things. We're going to need glad. We're going to need the window. And we're going to need the registry. Oh, not components, sorry. And registry. And then we're just going to have a namespace, and we'll call this Scion editor. And we'll go class, application, private. Okay, so we're going to have a few private variables right now. So the first thing we're going to have is a shared pointer to actually, let's just make this a unique pointer. A unique pointer to the Scion windowing window. And we'll call this MP window. This will be the actual window of the application. And then we're also going to have another unique pointer, and it's going to be the registry. This is going to be the main registry. Now, that is Scion core ECS registry. Now, we can have more registries in the game. We're going to have more. We're going to have a scene registry and all that, but that's way later on. So right now, we'll just focus on this one registry. And we're also going to need an SDL event. We'll just call that m-event. And then we're going to have a bool mb is running. And then, yeah, that's good there. We also need a few temporary variables here because we're going to be taking the stuff out of main here. We're just going to put all this in our init function. So we're going to need all these here. Just temporary. This stuff eventually will be moved into a batch renderer or something like that. But right now, we're just going to take it and put it in here. All right, we're also going to have, let's get rid of this comment and just say temp for testing. That's it for now. And we're going to have a few functions here that are private. So we're going to have initialize. Sorry, that's going to be bool. And then we're going to have bool load shaders. Because we can have multiple shaders, I'm going to put this into its own little function. And then right here, we're going to have void process events. Now, if you watched my text RPG, this is basically the same way that we created the game loop. But we're going to use this for our application loop. Same idea. So update would be the next one. And then render for the last one. Void render. Now, there can also be a cleanup function at the end. We don't really have much to put into that right now, but we'll put it there anyway. And we're actually going to be making this into a singleton class. So it's going to be application is going to be private. The constructor will be private. Okay. So after that, we're going to go, because we don't want more than one application. We only want one. So then we'll have a static application reference, and that'll be get instance. And also we'll have a destructor application. And the only function that will actually be available to the outside will be the run function. Everything else will be done internally. Okay, so let's create these functions. So just the one little pet peeve of mine. If anyone knows how to have these automatically done for you like this, please leave a comment below on how to do it. I would be very happy. And we'll just get rid of all these. Shouldn't take too long. All right, so let's go to our constructor really fast. And that's just, so our first was MP window, and we'll just have that be null pointer for now. MP registry, null pointer, M event, just have that there. And then MB is running, and we want that to be true when it first fires up. I think that's all we did. Where is that? Sorry. Oh, we got to do these as well. So let's copy these here, and we'll go down to the next line, and then just put this as temp remove data. All right. VO is 0. VBO is 0. And IVO is 0. Oh man, there we go. All right. I believe we got everything there. Event, running, window, registry. Good. First thing we should do is actually go back into main, and we might as well just grab a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's grab all of this. Yeah, every single thing. We're gonna have a bunch of errors, but that's all right. We're gonna fix all that. Everything's gonna be coming out of main anyway. And we'll just paste that all in here for now. We don't need to include windowing again, because we already have it. And we also don't need, actually we'll keep entity for now. Okay, so we might not need some of these, but we'll leave them all for now. And in initialize, we're gonna go back to main and grab a whole bunch of stuff out of there. So I want all this, all this, all this. Log, transform. Let's just grab all this stuff. Down to, let's get all of this. This is all gonna go in our init. Cool. Grab all this, and we'll put it in our init function or initialize function. There's gonna be some changes that need to be done as well. So we don't need this. We can get rid of this. This can be false. Get rid of this, it's not needed anymore. False. Leave all that. All right, and this here will change to MP window is equal to std make unique. Scion windowing. Oh, this has to say window. Cool. Test window 640, 480, centered. Cool. Now it's so anywhere where we're doing -1 before, we're actually going to put to false. You'll see why when we go into our run loop. And this here is MP window. Might as well copy this. Okay, running can go. This can be false. Asset manager can stay. Cool. in here. We can get rid of these because those are now temporary member variables. Okay. So now, once we create our registry, this here, np registry, everything should be good there. I actually want down here to add the camera and the asset manager to the registry context. We didn't go over that in the last video, but we're going to do that right now. So we're going to go if not np registry add to context std shared pointer. I believe I made the asset manager a shared pointer. Just give me a sec. And asset manager is a shared pointer. Okay, cool. And did we make the camera a shared pointer as well? Camera, no. So we'll do that as well. Camera, we can just make this auto actually. Auto camera is equal to std make shared Scion rendering camera 2D. Now that we made it a pointer though, we got to change a few things. So in this one we shared pointer of asset manager, but that is Scion resources asset manager. And we got to send in the asset manager. Oops. So if not, we'll just say Scion error, fail to add the asset manager to the registry context. And return false because we're still in init. So we're adding our shaders, adding our stuff here, and we actually want to add in the camera here as well. So we might as well just copy this. It's the same idea. And it's right here, change this to Scion rendering camera 2D. And we want to send in the camera. Fail to add the camera to the registry context. Return false. We have them both. Good. Do our shader program. This should be return false as well. So anywhere you see return -1, change that to return false. Do I need to change anything here? Nope, I think we're good. Now we actually want to move this creation of the shader or the add shader. All this stuff can come out of here. And we want to do that in load shaders right here. First thing we need to do is get the asset manager. And how do we do that? We need to get it from the context, from the registry context. So auto asset manager is equal to np registry get context std shared pointer Scion resources asset manager. Cool. And we should check to see if the asset manager exists. So if not asset manager, Scion error, fail to get the asset manager from the registry context. Return false, because load shaders is also another one that returns false. So here we're going to be adding basic shader. That's it. And we don't want to get this here anymore. Okay, that's it. That's all we need for load shaders for now. However, we do need to put that into here. So we might as well go if not load shaders, Scion, error, failed to load the shaders. Return false. You want to make sure you put this after we already added our asset manager and camera and everything into the registry context. Okay, so now process events. We already basically did what we need for that in main. So let's go back here. We don't need this. This can go. We don't need that right now. That's something else, but we can grab this here. This can come with us. Let's go back into the application, paste it in. It's not event anymore. It's m-event. M-event type. It's not running anymore. It's mb is running. And the same with this. M-event, mb is running. Cool, so there's our process events and then our update. So for the update, we're gonna need to get the camera and update the camera. That's all we need to do for now. So we go auto, reference, camera is equal to, and we're getting it from the registry as well. MP registry, get context, that's the std shared pointer of the Scion rendering camera 2D. And then we check to see if we got the camera. If not, camera Scion error failed to get the camera from the registry context. Awesome. Now we're not returning false here. Let's get rid of this. We're not returning false here, so we're just going to return. We don't want it to do anything else, so we want it just to leave the function. And then if anything, we go camera update. Now remember, the camera won't do anything in the update unless something has changed. But we need to put this here anyway. All right, so in the renderer, we need to do a few things. So we need to get the asset manager, auto, asset manager is equal to MP registry, get context, shared pointer, Scion resources, asset manager. So now we got the asset manager. We're also going to need to get the camera, and that's also part of the registry now. Get context, shared pointer, Scion rendering, camera 2D. So we have our camera and our asset manager. So what we need now is we need to get our shader. So it's auto, reference shader is equal to asset manager, get shader, and it's the basic shader. Because I believe that's what we named it. Let's go back up and check. Oh, that's in our load. Basic. So we want our basic shader. And then we're also going to need to get the projection from the camera. So auto projection is equal to camera, get camera matrix. Cool. Now we want to quickly check to see if the shader program ID is equal to 0, because if it is, then we didn't actually create the shader correctly when we were doing it. So we'll just do Scion error shader program has not been created correctly. And we'll just return. We don't want to try to do anything if our shader is not correct. Okay. All right, so let's go back to main and let's grab these. All of this. We can grab all this stuff here. Cool. See, our main is almost empty now. So grab all this, paste it there. And GL viewport is now, this is a MP window, get width. MP window get height. This is camera get matrix. We already got the projection, we can get rid of that. But we do want to set the shader view projection with this projection we got up here. And we also we actually need to get the texture. So if you remember, we have our textures as const auto reference texture is now equal to asset manager get texture, and we call this one castle. Cool, and this can change. I think I still have it cached, yep. And we can get rid of this, and shader can be disabled. Cool. And in cleanup for now, I think we'll just say SDL quit. Now we don't have to do anything with our window because we did do the SDL wrappers. And let's go back here to our Scion utilities, our wrappers. So when it's actually destructed now, it'll call the SDL destroy, which will send in the actual window pointer and destroy the window for us. That's exactly what we want. All right. Do I have everything? Yes, get instance. So for here, we want to say static application app, and then return app. Now, when you do this, because the C++ only allows the static to be done one time, this will never be recreated. This is also thread safe as well, but we don't need that for now. There's nothing to do on our destructor at the moment. So now the run. Okay, so if not, initialize, and we just say Scion error initialization failed. And we'll just return from this. And if not, we go while MB is running. So while we're running, we want to process events. Process events, update, and render. And once we come out of here, we'll just call our cleanup. There'll be more stuff going into cleanup later on, but that's good for now. Cool, I think we got everything. I think we put everything. Looks good. It looks good so far. The entity and the components and stuff, that won't be in here very long. That's just for testing right now to make sure that we got our application actually up and running. Let's go to main and we can get rid of all of this. Get rid of this. Cool. Now, the only thing we want to add in is our application. Application.h. Get rid of this. And we can just go auto reference app is equal to Scion editor application get instance, and then just app.run. There we go. That's our main file. Much cleaner, much nicer. Now, we haven't run it yet. Let's see if it works. F5. And it failed. What failed on us? So failed to load shaders. All right, initialization failed. Did we fail to load shaders or did I do that incorrectly? Let's go back. Where did we put failed? If not, load shaders. Do we still have our error? No. Oh, silly me. If it makes it here, you guys probably already caught that. If it makes it here, we want to return true. So let's go. Awesome. Yeah, so it's working now. That's running in our application class. Beautiful. If we close it, see, we destroyed the SDL window, and that's being done right here in our, so it calls the SDL destroy window, sends in our window, and it's destroyed. Wonderful. And that's the application, cleaner main. That's great. So in the next video, I think we're actually going to start looking into scripting and what we're going to do with that. How we're going to be able to get our scripting for the components and all that stuff. And we're going to be doing it from Lua. So we want to be able to have bindings with components, with EnTT through Lua. And we also want to be able to have our main game. Everything that's game related needs to be done through scripting. We want to have the engine and the games completely separate from each other. So all game logic, anything that's game related, must be done in scripts. We want to have nothing, the editor is game agnostic. So that's the goal for this. So we'll get into that in the next video. Hey, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please leave them below. All right, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.